Cody Rhodes looks like he has found his next feud and next opponent. That opponent being Solo Sikoa once again. And so far throughout Cody Rhodes' title reign, I have not really had a huge issue with anything up to this point except for this. Now, this video is going to be more of a rant and more of just my thoughts and opinions more than anything. So if that doesn't really necessarily appeal to you, I do apologize, but I do encourage you to stick around and join in on the conversation at the end of this video, because I really do think that this is something that should be talked about more. The first question you may be asking me is, why do I have an issue with Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes once again? My issue is, we've seen it before. Similar to how we keep saying that we have seen Jey Uso taking on Gunther before, the same can be said for Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. Now, I will say, I don't think that this feud goes till WrestleMania. I think they have their match at Elimination Chamber, and that's hopefully it. Solo and Cody Rhodes' feud, the first time around, was an okay feud. And it worked in the sense that it made Solo Sikoa into a true legit heel. But I would argue that it worked so well because we knew the payoff was going to be Roman Reigns' return. I feel like everybody kind of knew that Roman was gonna return during that feud at some point. And for me, I just don't think it makes much sense that we see Cody Rhodes continuously going back and having a feud with members of the Bloodline. One thing that I will say about Cody Rhodes' title reign up to this point is he has proven that he can have good feuds and good matches with people not involved in the Bloodline. We obviously saw him feud with AJ Styles. Recently we saw Kevin Owens, both of which had 2 matches and both of which were fantastic feuds, and all 4 matches were really, really good. And I just feel like if WWE keeps going down this rabbit hole of Cody Rhodes being attacked by the Bloodline, taking on members of the Bloodline, the Cody Rhodes title reign and the Cody Rhodes hype may start dwindling a little bit. Because again, we know that this guy can put on good matches, good feuds, with people who aren't associated with the Bloodline. And I just feel like there were different possibilities for Cody Rhodes' next feud. I get that they needed somebody to feud with him in between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, but I feel like they could have given the opportunity to somebody else. Me personally, I'm tired of Cody Rhodes being part of this Bloodline story. For me, Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodline should have ended at WrestleMania 40 when he beat Roman Reigns, because that feud took 2 WrestleManias to tell, and it had all of these twists and turns with The Rock coming in, The Rock taking Cody Rhodes' spot, and that was Cody Rhodes finishing the story. And now I feel like that Cody Rhodes keeps getting involved with the Bloodline. That story that they told is kind of getting ruined a little bit for me. Now, I realize that it's not all Cody Rhodes' fault because it was Solo who attacked him. So I'm not really blaming Cody Rhodes for any of this, but I just want to see something different from Cody Rhodes. I want to see him have another AJ Styles or Kevin Owens-like feud with somebody else. And just the sheer fact that what we got from WrestleMania 40 and Cody finishing his story, we've seen him go back to the Bloodline multiple times now. And Cody Rhodes himself even said that he was done with the Bloodline, only for him to go and be right back in the Bloodline storyline 10 minutes later. It just does not make sense, and I just feel like they could be doing a lot more with Cody Rhodes outside of the Bloodline. Now, it's not the end-all be-all, because I do think that there can be something good that comes from this. I still really think that Jacob Fatu is going to be breaking away from the Bloodline soon, seeing a rift forming between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, and maybe, just maybe, we get a Jacob Fatu title opportunity. The other good is that I don't think that this goes till WrestleMania, because obviously we still have to wait and see who wins at Elimination Chamber, and then we get a better idea of who Cody Rhodes is going to face. But as for Cody Rhodes having a match against Solo Sikoa at Elimination Chamber, it just doesn't appeal to me anymore, because we've seen it, and it worked because we knew what the payoff was going to be with Roman Reigns' coming back. For me, the only real payoff that I see happening is something involving Jacob Fatu. So this is where I really want to hear from you guys. Do you think Cody Rhodes should get away from the bloodline at all costs? Are you tired of seeing Cody versus the bloodline, or do you want to see more of it? And do you also think that Cody's story with the bloodline should have ended at WrestleMania 40 when he finished his story? So as always, let me know that stuff down below in the comments. And while you're down there, swing by the description and click the Linktree link. That link will take you to all of the social medias for this channel, and I do suggest going and checking out the X page. Besides YouTube, I am most active over on X. We do updates for Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and the PLEs. Now, I will say I may not always be available for Fridays and Saturdays, so I may end up missing some Friday Night SmackDowns, and I may end up missing some PLEs. I do know already that I am unfortunately going to miss Elimination Chamber this year, so there will not be any updates provided for that show. But I will always be available for Monday Night Raws. And above all else, I want the X page to be a place for wrestling fans to go and talk about wrestling, especially if you're like me. You don't have a lot of people to talk to about wrestling. So if you are like me and you're looking for a group of wrestling fans to talk about wrestling with, swing by an upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw, join in the conversation, and maybe it's for you at the end of the day. So, with all that said and done, that is going to do it for this video here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. Both are free and both help out the channel a lot. And again, I know that this video isn't my traditional video. This was more of a rant than anything. But if you have watched to this point of the video, I do want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to watch these videos here, because it means the absolute world to me. So with all that said and done, again, that is going to do it for this video here. Stay tuned for more content coming in the future. We'll see you next time.